e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo kon tabua ando tele taka na waro na pula FM namba 2 e na sir
bola na go ilimo do tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na pula FM
bola o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu me mo kisa o ba chiku na sinu ando tele taka bali na waro na pula FM na bantu na sir
o lorima na ga gi suka lambasa to do tele taka na bola FM na bantu na sir
Bola FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. And tonight's bulletin. $600 toppers selected for government scholarship under tertiary education loan scheme. Prime Minister says investment in education sector will remain a priority. And Tourism Fiji says 2015 was a benchmark year for the industry. $600 students who excelled in their external exams have been given scholarships under the government Toppers program. Meanwhile, more than 10,000 young Fijians have applied for student loans from the Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Board. Farzana Nisha has more.
Long lines at the Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Scheme office in Suva has hundreds of students hope to secure loans for university studies.
We start processing as soon as we get the application. We don't wait. So many of the people who have come in early have already been advised that they have already been accepted and approved for the TELS program. The toppers program, we have finalized the list, and this is now in the process of being finalized with the Ministry of Education.
Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Office Board Chair Dixon Sito says they have filled the 600 spots for best performing students who qualify for scholarships under the Toppers program.
The top marks get the scholarships. So in some of the more high demand subjects such as medicine, engineering, commerce, the cutoff would be fairly high because you have a lot of students who want to take up that area of study.
Students are hoping that their loan applications will be successful, while continuing students are glad that they can still be catered for given the high demand for tertiary education loan scheme.
It's a very good initiative. We actually get to pay our own fees. We don't have to burden our parents.
It's a quite good initiative because I think students are able to the dream which they had dreamt, and they are able to fulfill it since the government is willing to pay their fees.
I think it's a good initiative because it allows a lot of people to get into scholarship.
The Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Office has assured that the 10,000 plus applications will all be processed before tertiary institutions open for class. Students have to make sure all their paperwork is in order when they apply. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
The first day of school was an exciting occasion for a number of parents seeing their little ones off to school for the very first time. Kelly Vadala visited a few schools in the Suva area to see how day one rolled out. She has this report.
Thousands of children have started their academic year. For many, it's their first time in a classroom. Year 1 is an entirely new experience, new friends and new teachers. It's also a special time for parents seeing their child grow and in some respects leave the safety of home to venture into a new world. Seeing their son or daughter inside the classroom is a moment of pride. Some parents stayed a while longer, watching how their children settled into the classroom.
As a parent, I'm really happy this morning that my children is going back to school. I have 4 children, and I have 3 that's attending Holy Trinity Anglican Primary School. And the excitement is that my youngest is going back to class 1 this morning. And we're all excited because she's looking forward to come and meet her friends, meet her new teacher, and to see the school and probably learn more from the experience she will gain from attending class 1.
It's also a special time for parents seeing their child grow and in some respects leave the safety of home to venture into a new world. Seeing their son or daughter inside the classroom is a moment of pride.
Traffic police were also out today making sure the roads were safe for students making their way to school. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
More resources are needed for our education sector, says Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama. He made the statement following his 5-day tour of the Northern Division, where he visited rural schools. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
New classrooms, dormitories, washrooms, a dining hall, desks and chairs. New facilities intended to help students as the new school year starts. Worth over $600,000, the new facilities are part of government's plans to provide the best possible learning space for rural students.
That's the bit I like, going out to the rural areas to help schools. We need to put more money into schools, supporting the teachers, getting the school building built and the quarters and desks and chairs. I think that's the one thing that we should be concentrating on.
Palembasonga Secondary School, just minutes from Lambasa town, lost some of its classrooms to a fire in 2008, leaving students with little space to learn. The PM's office donated close to $160,000 to build a 2-story block to replace the burnt one.
In 2008, all our hard work and sweat went up in flames and down to ashes. But this government came to our rescue, and we are really happy because our village community very happy, children, parents, they're all very happy now.
Duabata Secondary School in Undu Point, Wunisalusalu Central School in Waturowa, and Wunibutu Primary School in the interior of Madhuwata also received similar assistance.
We hope our children's performance and achievements will improve given the new facilities, and we thank the PM and his government for their help.
We admire this government and we are grateful for its assistance in helping this small school. No other government has done this for us.
During the tour, Bainimarama and his entourage were stopped at Wairiki village in Bua, where the villagers and their children, who turned up in uniforms, thanked the PM for his assistance towards the education sector.
Government's commitment towards education has been well received in the rural areas, and the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says this will continue throughout the year. On Thursday, the Prime Minister will be travelling up to Wainimala in Naitasiri to open new classrooms. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Improved resources for tourism and marketing to the right destinations have contributed to an increase in visitors last year. Tourism Fiji Executive Chair Truman Bradley says they set and achieved a target of 700,000 visitors. Savara Tambua has the story.
Tourism Fiji was always confident of achieving the visitor arrival target. 2015 ended with 714,000 visitors. Executive Chair Truman Bradley says government-funded jetties, airport and seaport upgrades, as well as industry support, was behind the success.
It's great to see it. It's a pat on the back and it's achievement to get those numbers up, but it's always spread across the year, and we continually, that's why government's given us more money this year in our marketing budget, we have to make sure we fill those troughs. So there's only so many people that can come during peak season. What we need to do is concentrate on branding Fiji and get people to come in those troughs or off season, and those numbers will rise steadily again.
The increase of airline seat capacity to Australia and New Zealand and the inclusion of new routes by Fiji Airways, such as Singapore and San Francisco, provides the industry the much-needed boost to continue significantly to achieve better this year.
Australia maintained its #1 spot with more than 360,000 visitors, or 48.7% of total arrivals. New Zealand followed with over 130,000 tourists, or 18.7% of the market. North America and Europe, the United Kingdom and China make up the rest. Tourism Fiji will continue to strategically market and brand Fiji, working with industry partners.
So you have to sit back and ascertain what's required first, then look and work with the staff we have. We have a great set of staff and a great group of people for the marketing, and then work with industry. Again, go out, talk to the industry, see what's needed, see where we're falling down. We have a great brand, Fiji Where Happiness Finds You. It's an incredible brand. We just need now to take ownership of that this year and then drive those numbers again.
The target for 2016 is more than 800,000 tourists. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
After the break, Nadi town boundaries to be extended in a bid to become Fiji's newest city.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कतो कमें Mirchi FM सुनता है. Mirchi FM is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक बालिल हुसैन मिर्ची FM मेरे नस नस में.
Mirchi FM. Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The European Union will continue to support Fiji's sugar industry to make it sustainable when preferential prices end next year. EU Head of Delegation to Fiji and the Pacific Ambassador Andrew Jacobs says they have a plan to work with the industry in making it more competitive. Shireen Lata reports.
The European Union will pump millions of dollars into the sugar industry so that it can go up against bigger, stronger sugar-producing countries.
It's going to be a big year for our cooperation with Fiji. Last year, in 2015, we signed an agreement when our Development Commissioner, Mr. Mimitha, was here. He signed an agreement with Prime Minister Bainimarama for a new program which takes us up to 2020. And that program is focusing on sugar and agriculture and access to justice.
A new economic partnership agreement signed between Fiji and EU provides for continued quota-free and tariff-free access for Fijian products to the EU market. Ambassador Jacobs says in order to be successful, the Fiji Sugar Corporation must become competitive. Fiji's sugar industry still has loopholes, which Ambassador Jacobs says needs to be plugged.
Is making sure that harvesting techniques are as modern as they can be, making sure that transportation is smooth. We can see if we visit the sugar mills during the crushing season, there are huge numbers of trucks arriving at the same time. There's a lot, I think, that can be done.
The World Trade Organization has ruled that preferential prices for Fiji are anti-competitive and there needs to be a level of playing field. This means Fiji will no longer enjoy a higher price for its sugar from late 2017. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The International Labour Organization's tripartite mission will consist of representatives appointed by the governing body of the ILO. Specialist on decent work strategies Satoshi Sasaki confirms that the mission will be assisted by 3 ILO technical staff. The meetings with the concerned parties will take place from 25th to 28th January under the given terms of reference of the Fiji government and the ILO. Now, the mission will assess why the government, the unions and employer representatives have failed to agree to labour law reforms. In its bid to become a city, the Nadi Town Council will be extending its boundaries to Naisoso, Lengalenga and the wider Vutwalevu area in the coming months. Maritime Tamana spoke to the man at the helm of the project, Chief Executive Robin Ali.
The logic behind the extension of town boundaries to the international airport and the wider Lengalenga, Naisoso and Vutwalevu area is to fast-track Nandi's status as Fiji's third city.
We would have about we will be doubling the size of our population. It's about 12,000 now, and with those extended areas coming into the boundary, the total population which we think now then would become close to $26,000. And as you know, that 20,000 is the only requirement to be a city.
Extending the boundaries will mean that the Nadi Town Council will have to bolster its resources and manpower to ensure that the needs of its people are well taken care of.
It's not that easy to say it now because the figures always change, but we will go as we improve on providing or we extend on providing the services, so we might not be able to provide all the services on the first day of the area coming into the boundary. So we will plan our work as we move forward.
Ali says the support from the private sector has been immense, and the hope is to double the town's population of 12,000 in order to qualify as a city.
So a lot of, that gives employment, that generates economy, and it's very good for the town, and it is very, very encouraging for us. So a lot of people are showing. I know that so many people are interested in opening up supermarkets in a densely populated areas. So this is going to help the people. They will remain in their area, they will do their shopping there, the congestion on the road will be much less.
Meanwhile, the Nadi River widening project carried out by JICA is expected to start sometime in the near future. Matthew Balitamana, FBC News.
Gander Shipping Limited will invest $10 million over the next 3 years to buy more vessels and build a 5,000-ton floating dock. This was announced by the Prime Minister, Rear Admiral Vorenge Bainimarama, as he launched Gander Shipping's newest ship, the MV Lomaiviti Princess III. Ellen Stoltz reports.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has underscored the importance of maritime shipping services to the growth of Fiji. Bainimarama says to be truly united in commerce and connected as a nation, Fiji needs a network of highways, air routes and marine routes that link Lambasa to Lautoka, Rotuma to Suva, and Koro to Kandavu and Taveuni.
This is a huge investment for our shipping industry and will be the first dock of its kind in Fiji. It will give us space for even larger ships and allow us to build our shipping industry into a modern and efficient operation that will bring greater development and growth to our island economy.
Prior to recent amendments to the ship registration decree, vessels older than 20 years could not be brought into Fiji. The Prime Minister says thanks to common sense reforms, these older vessels can now be imported if they meet stringent safety requirements.
We now have the flexibility to enlarge our shipping fleet and provide more opportunities to invest in shipping services to our other islands, as opposed to subsidizing uneconomical inter-island air services.
Bainimarama says in this way the government improves services and better spends taxpayers' funds without compromising vital access to outer island communities. The new vessel can carry 700 passengers, hold 40 10-wheeler trucks or 150 cars, and is Gander Shipping's third vessel. Ellen Stoltz, FBC News.
Sports now, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Amrita, and a very good evening. Coming up after the break, Katinimbao's fitness impresses Ben Ryan. And under 23 side ready for first match in Spain. Stay with us for this and more.
Bula, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nadi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Rakiraki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nadi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Vodafone Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan is pleased with the fitness level of national rep Isake Katinimbao. Katinimbao played for BLK First Landing at the Baileys Fiji Coral Coast Sevens last week, and Ryan says he has made a good comeback after a not-so-good tournament in Cape Town last month.
Really pleased with particularly Isake Katinibao's fitness. He's worked very hard over Christmas. He got some fairly unfair criticism at times from his performances at Cape Town, and he took it to heart. He's a good bloke, and you go one or two ways when you get criticism. You bounce back and you prove how good you are, or you fold, and he's the sort of bloke that will bounce back. So really pleased with him.
Ryan will name his travelling 14-member team this Friday. The Wellington Sevens will be played on the 30th and 31st of this month, and of course you can watch it live on FBC TV. The Vodafone Fiji Under-23 football team is ready to take on the Levante youth football side in Spain tonight. This is the first of 6 warm-up matches for the Frank Farina coach side, preparing for its first Olympic Games in August. Rohit Deo has more.
The Fiji under-23 team braved chilly weather for a training run in Spain yesterday. The team has settled well despite the 11-hour time difference from Fiji.
Obviously a little bit jet-lagged, sleeping's a bit off, but in terms of the weather's, as you see, it's been pretty good. Obviously a lot colder than they're used to, but in terms of training it's been fantastic. The hotel's very good, the organisation has been good, and the boys are settling in and ready for the first game.
Frank Farina is happy with what the players have offered during training.
We've been working on tactics and the technical aspect of the way that we want to play, the way we want to set up, and they've been coping well, and again no injuries, so that's good.
Farina will give every player an opportunity to prove themselves on the tour.
Everyone will get an opportunity, which is what I want, to see how they react and settle into the team. Well, like I would look at every player. It doesn't matter, even the ones playing tomorrow, the ones not playing. That, how they settle into the system. Do they understand their jobs, their roles, when we have the ball, when we don't have the ball? And if they do that and they show that they can understand what their roles are, that's what I'm looking for. Really, that's the key.
The Fijians take on the Levante youth side at 11 p.m. tonight, Fiji time. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Vodafone Fiji under-17 side secured a 2-all draw with Papua New Guinea to book their spot in the semi-finals of the OFC Championship underway in the Cook Islands. The Vodafone Fiji futsal side is aware of the tough battle ahead as it prepares for the OFC Futsal Championships next month. The team knows that New Zealand will be the team to beat at the tournament. However, having played 3 matches against the futsal All-Whites last month, the national team knows what to expect from them.
We have seen one team, I would say New Zealand, yes. They're preparing for last 4 years. Majority of the players are with that team for the last 6 years. We have played them and I know they have reached their peak. We know what to be expected, what they're going to do, because I know they've been preparing and it's just a month we have played them, and I know there won't be much difference when they come in.
The tournament starts on the 8th of next month at the Vodafone Arena in Suva. 2 people have won the opportunity of a lifetime, watching the Fiji Sevens team in action at the Wellington Sevens later this month. The 2 were winners in a competition run by TFL and Fiji Airways. Rohit Deo with the story.
For these rugby crazy fans, the chance to watch the Fiji Sevens team brought tears to their eyes. Salaseni Tambua of Rewa Isuva couldn't believe it when she received a phone call informing her that she had won.
And he told me, yes, Salaseni, congratulations, you have won the trip to Wellington and a 500 spending money. I got a shock. And I tell my son, can you hear me? Can you hear this, please? Would you like to explain something?
The second winner, Taniela Matakimbao of Kaningam Nasinu, can't wait to watch the Sevens team live in action.
But now it's not like watching TV, but now we're going to see the real thing is done. Eh?
Both winners will be travelling abroad for the first time. The competition was organised by TFL and Fiji Airways. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Swansea City football side defeated Watford 1-0 in the lone English Premier League match played today. Swansea City climbed out of the relegation zone with a gritty win and are now 17th on the table. Meanwhile, Arsenal leads the standings with 44 points after 22 rounds. That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
The second batch of seasonal workers for Australia fly out this hour for a 4-month stint in Victoria. The 10 Fijians who will be harvesting tomatoes for the next 4 months were farewelled by the Minister for Employment, Semi Kurila-Visau, at the Nadi International Airport today. A similar group flew out yesterday. 160 Fijians are currently working on fruit and vegetable farms in Australia and New Zealand.
Our main emphasis is to try to take them overseas to work for. This group will be working for 4 months in Victoria. Hopefully they will be able to generate enough income for them to save money and come back to their villages, to their settlement, and be able to start something small.
Kurila-Visau says 2,000 workers are expected to go abroad this year. And taking a look at weather, fine weather across all of Fiji today with mostly clear skies and warm breezes. Temperatures were in the low 30s with Ba and Lambasa the warmest at 33. Tomorrow's forecast is for this fine weather to continue across the country with a chance of scattered showers in the afternoon. Thursday looks like more of the same. At sea, winds are from the southeast at 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Recapping our headlines, more than 10,000 students apply for loans from the Tertiary Education Loan Scheme. Tourism Fiji commends the industry for surpassing visitor arrival target of 700,000. And EU helps sugar industry to become more competitive in the global market. On to this week's question, and we are asking, was back-to-school shopping cheaper this year? You can visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.